You're in your 20s. You've just gotten your first real job, and you're already looking at everyone else's social media posts. Vacations, brand new cars, dining out every night at trendy spots. And you're wondering, why don't I have that? Why can't I just enjoy life right now? But then reality hits you. Your bank account's looking less than glamorous, and you're eating ramen because the paycheck you just got already feels like it's gone. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. You're not alone, and you're definitely not alone in thinking that spending your way through your 20s is the key to happiness. But what if I told you the purchases you make in your 20s are literally the defining factor for whether you spend your 30s building wealth or stuck in the same paycheck-to-paycheck rut? Hi, I'm Miko. I spend way too much time thinking about personal finance, and I've seen it all. People who hit it big, and people who squander every opportunity. If you're someone who's tired of feeling like your money slips through your fingers every month, or you're wondering how to actually start building wealth, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, because we're about to break down the 7 smart things to buy in your 20s if you want to avoid that same cycle and actually build wealth for your future. Look, here's the thing. Your 20s are critical. They're like planting seeds for your future financial garden. If you don't take care of the soil now, you're going to be struggling to grow anything, even if you're 40 or 50. The problem is, most people get this completely wrong. They think their 20s are for living it up, spending money on things that only make them feel good in the moment. And they think that only in their 30s should they start thinking about saving, investing, or making smart financial moves. That's like saying, hey, I'll start running the marathon the day of the race. No, you're setting yourself up for a miserable sprint. So what do the people who escape the financial hamster wheel do differently? They make smart purchases now, not to look good on social media, but to set themselves up for long-term success. So let's jump into it. I'm going to share with you 7 purchases that can completely change your financial future. And let me tell you, most of them are probably not what you'd expect. A side hustle. Yes, really. Now, you might be thinking, Miko, a side hustle isn't really a purchase. Well, I'm here to tell you it absolutely is. Starting a side hustle is one of the smartest things you can invest in. And here's where most people get it wrong. They think side hustles are free, but successful side hustles almost always require some initial investment. Whether it's buying tools, a website domain, or even paying for a course to learn a valuable skill, there's money that needs to be put in first. Here's an example. Let's say you're into photography. You can't just borrow a friend's camera and expect to make money. You need to invest in decent equipment and potentially spend a bit on editing software or learning how to market yourself. But here's the thing. That initial investment can pay off big. You don't have kids, a mortgage, or other financial responsibilities weighing you down yet. Your 20s are the time to take risks. And if you fail, bounce back. No big deal. But if you succeed, you're off to the races with a side income that could eventually become your main income. Here's a shocking stat. Over 40% of people who side hustle earn $1,000 plus a month, and that's without working full-time on it. Imagine what's possible if you focus your energy. Index funds, aka the magic of compound interest. All right, now let's talk about something a little less exciting, but much more impactful. Index funds. Specifically, we're talking about Roth IRAs or other tax-advantaged accounts. This is where the magic happens. Here's what most people don't realize. Your 20s are your ultimate unfair advantage, and that's time. Let's break this down with some math. If you invested just $200 a month starting at age 22 in the S&P 500 index with a historical average return of 10% annually, by the time you're 67, you'll have over $1 million. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. If you wait until you're 32 to start, that same $200 a month investment will only turn into $700,000. You lose $300,000 just by waiting 10 years. This is why your 20s matter. Compound interest works in your favor when you start early. And it gets even better. Roth IRAs allow you to grow your investments tax-free. Every dollar you make stays in your pocket rather than getting taxed every year. Automate this and you won't even notice it. It's out of sight, out of mind, and in your future. Travel. Strategically, of course. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Travel? Really? I'm supposed to invest in experiences instead of saving? Here's what I'm getting at. This isn't about blowing all your money on Instagram-worthy vacations. It's about strategic travel. When you travel in your 20s, it's not just about getting a nice tan or posting cool pictures. It's about building confidence, navigating foreign cities, solving problems in unfamiliar places, and meeting people from different industries who could help you in the future. Travel expands your perspective and opportunities, and it builds connections that could pay off down the road. But here's the kicker. Use travel rewards credit cards. You're spending money anyway, so use a credit card that gets you points. Pay it off every month, and those points can turn into discounted or even free travel. The best part? You're also building your credit score, which comes in handy when you're ready to make bigger investments like buying real estate. Education. Real education, not debt. The fourth purchase is one that can't be stressed enough. Education. But not the type of education that buries you in student loan debt. I'm talking about real education, books, courses, workshops. The best part is you can get a great education without spending $100,000. A good $20 book could change your financial mindset forever. Here's an example. I spent a couple $100 on a course that taught me how to optimize my digital marketing skills. That course led to an extra $1,000 in side income for me. And it didn't take years of schooling. It's real-world knowledge you can apply immediately. The key here is to learn from successful people who've actually built businesses or careers in areas you're interested in. Your 20s are when your brain is most adaptable. Take advantage of that by investing in building high-income skills. Real estate. Yes, you can do it. Now we're going to tackle something that scares most people in their 20s, buying real estate. Miko, I can barely afford rent. How am I supposed to buy property? Well, let's talk about house hacking. You don't need to buy a $500K mansion. Instead, look for a duplex, buy it, and rent out the other unit. Or buy a single-family home and rent out the extra rooms. The goal here is simple. Let other people pay your mortgage while you build equity in the property. With the right strategy, you're not just living in a home, you're using it to accelerate wealth building. Here's a quick reality check. Over 90% of self-made millionaires made their fortune through real estate. This is one of the best wealth-building vehicles there is. Reliable transportation, not the luxury car. Let's be honest, cars are one of the biggest drains on your wallet. The average car payment in the U.S. is $600 a month. That's a huge chunk of change that could be invested instead. Here's the trick. Buy cheap, reliable transportation. A 3 to 5-year-old Toyota Corolla or Honda Civic will run you $10,000 to $15,000 and last for 200,000 miles if you maintain it properly. No payments, low maintenance costs, and money saved. Let's do the math. If you save $500 a month by not having a car payment and invest that instead, over 30 years, you'll have $600,000. Health, the most overlooked investment. Look, you're in your 20s, so you might feel invincible, but trust me, your health is your most valuable asset. Good health supports everything else you do. Your hustle, your focus, your energy. It's foundational. You don't need to go to a fancy gym or hire a personal trainer. Focus on eating real food, getting enough sleep, and doing some exercise regularly. You might think you're fine now, but ignoring your health will have consequences later, both financially and personally. Time to take action. So, there you have it. The 7 smart things to buy in your 20s that can change your financial future. But here's the catch. These purchases are not about spending your money just to have more stuff. They're about setting yourself up for success, building habits, and putting yourself in a position where wealth building becomes inevitable. Remember, you don't need to do everything at once. Pick the one that's most relevant to your current situation and start there. And don't wait. 10 years will pass whether you act or not. So, what's it going to be? Will you keep going around in circles with the same financial mistakes, or will you make one of these smart purchases today? The choice is yours, but the future is waiting for you. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts or questions. Let's start building wealth together, one smart decision at a time. I'll see you in the next video.